Hey everyone, I am back today with something different. Yes, today I'm doing a Q&A. I wrote down a bunch of different questions from all of you, and today I'm going to read them and I am going to answer them the best I can. So let's get started. I have them all written down here. First off, from Gail. She wants to know, where do I work and how many children do I have and how old are they? Gail, I work in a nursing home slash rehab center. It's for both short-term and long-term people. The short-term people mostly just come in to get physical therapy after knee replacements or, any kind of surgeries on arms, those kind of things. And I actually work in the activities department. I am the supervisor. We get to do all the fun stuff with the residents. So it's not a bad job. There are days when it's a little bit taxing, but for the most part, I do enjoy my job. I have 2 children, a son and a daughter. My daughter's 26 and my son is 23. Alrighty. This is from my girl Misty over at Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. And she wants to know what my favorite Christmas thrifted item was. I have to say, it was definitely the aluminum Christmas tree that I found in the garbage. I about had a heart attack when I saw this Christmas tree sticking out of the top of somebody's garbage can. So that's definitely my favorite. Second is the ceramic Christmas tree that I finally found. Okay, Allison H. She wants to know where I'm from. I'm from Niagara Falls, New York. Tina, my girl Tina, she wants to know, where do I keep all that I buy? That's a good question. Well, the answer is probably my basement and my eBay room. My basement is loaded, and my eBay room is loaded as well. And stuff that I had that I know probably won't sell, I box up and I redonate, so that way I can buy more stuff. Okay, Maria. She had 3 or 4 questions. She wants to know, how long have I been thrifting? Well, you know what? I can remember going with my mom when I was little, her and my grandma. They both loved to go to estate sales, flea markets, and stuff like that because they were antique collectors. So I think I got bitten by the bug way back when. But I think I kind of, over the years, maybe from the age of my late teens and early 20s, I would go in the thrift stores maybe to buy clothes for like Halloween and stuff like that. But most recent, where I actually really started avidly thrifting was 2 years ago this month. I quit smoking and packed on some weight. And I said, you know what? I'm not going out and buying brand new clothes because I plan on losing this weight. So I thought. And, and then I'm going to have to buy clothes again. So I started going thrifting to get clothes. Then it went from clothes to shoes to hard goods, to decorations, to you name it. And I've been going ever since. So it's been like 2 years of constant thrifting. I learned about vintage items from 2 YouTubers in general. One is Scott at the Old Curiosity Shop. Hey, Scott. Love you, buddy. From Scott, and also from Michelle at Thrifting 101. I did learn a great deal from her as well. Those are the 2 that really stick out in my mind. But there are quite a few fellow thrifting YouTubers that I like to watch. I feel like I learned something new from everyone. Everybody has their own thing that they do. So I feel like I learned from everyone. I watched Mad Girl Vintage. My girl, oh my God, I knew I was going to screw this up. Chapter 2 Vintage Company. My girl, Alex. I watch her, Joanne at A Work in Progress. I watch Tam's Place. I watch Miss Stone Home. Like there's a whole bunch, and I know I'm forgetting people, and if I am, I'm sorry, but yeah, so I watch a lot of other YouTubers to learn as well. I've been selling on eBay, I want to say since 2003. But it wasn't a constant thing. It was like very sporadic. But since I started thrifting, full time, I would say the last 2 years I've really been selling constant on eBay. Okay, Sandra, what is my favorite vintage item I found and kept? Well, that's a toughie because I do keep quite a bit. That's why I need a bigger house. Again, I have to say my favorite is the aluminum Christmas tree. But a favorite non-holiday item, I want to say it's this little bench behind me. I know you guys can't really see it very well, but it's this little gray bench that I repainted and stenciled farmhouse on it. And I keep it in my living room. And I have my really cute picture of the little girl looking up at the bird. I want to say that is one of my favorite items. Okay, she also wants to know if I were to start a new collection of vintage things, what would they be? Well, I would have to say vintage kitchen items. I am starting to really get into the vintage kitchen stuff. Old appliances, kitchen utensils, tools, decor. So yeah, I'm really getting into the vintage kitchen. Okay, let me see here. Turn the page. Okay, Debbie would like to know, how long have I been thrifting and selling? And I did answer that. Thrifting, quite a few years, but actively selling was probably like 2 years. Kimberly would like to know, what is my favorite childhood memory? It would have to be Christmas morning when I got an Easy Bake Oven. I think I was like 7. And I vividly remember myself skipping from the living room and going down the hallway singing Easy Bake, as fast as you can. Mix it up, pour it in the pan. Yep, that is got to be my most favorite childhood memory. Absolutely. And she also wants to know, What did I dream of being when I grew up? I really don't remember dreaming of being anything in particular, honestly. I don't think I thought about those things too much. I was too busy being a kid and having fun. I really don't recall thinking about that too much. And she also wants to know, what other jobs have I had and which was my least favorite? I had a lot of different jobs growing up. I actually started working when I was 14 or 15 at my uncle's ice cream shop. My mom and I worked there. But I worked at McDonald's. I worked at Arby's. I worked at grocery stores. I was a bartender. I worked at a doctor's office. I did secretarial work. I worked at TJ Maxx, the nursing home. I worked at a hospital doing laundry and housekeeping. So I did quite a few jobs. My least favorite job, believe it or not, was TJ Maxx. I hate retail. Absolutely hate it. And I would never do it again. Okay, and this is my girl, Larry Debbie. Hi, Deb. She wants to know what motivated me to start thrifting and when. And that would be when I quit smoking and needed new clothes to fit in my big butt. She also wants to know, did someone teach me how to get started on YouTube and eBay sales? As far as getting started on YouTube, absolutely, it was my daughter, Jessica, because she has a YouTube channel that's all mostly Disney related. And so she's the one that basically got me started. Absolutely. eBay sales, as I said, I started myself doing that years ago. She wants to know, do I maintain a certain business type schedule preparing each item? Absolutely not. I do it when I have a chance. That's the best I can say. I'll try to set aside some time on the weekend. If I had just gone thrifting and I did my video already, I clear the table off. I bring it all into my eBay room and I put it on a table. Because those are the things that I need to photograph, weigh, and list. The things that are up on my shelves are the things that are already listed. So I try to set aside some time on the weekend where I just go in there, do all my pictures and weigh everything and measure it. And it's usually on a Saturday or a Sunday that I do that. So like I said, when I can. And she wants to know if I have an allowable purchase budget a month. Absolutely not. And I probably should, but I have never, ever been one to budget. Usually because I don't have money to budget. Like my money goes to bills and that's it. I don't have really anything left over. So, I mean, no, not at all. I really don't. Veronica wants to know, how old was I when I first started picking? And what did I start out picking first? When I first started picking, it was absolutely clothes. And now it's everything. So, yeah, it was definitely clothes. And I was probably a teenager. Absolutely. Okay, my friend Dar Still, she has about 800 questions. So let's start with, where did I grow up? I grew up in Niagara Falls, New York. when I was a baby, my parents rented an apartment from some people that they knew, and then they ended up getting another apartment that I lived in till I was 8.5, and then they actually bought their first home, and we moved into that when I was 8.5, and my mom still lives in that home. What did I enjoy as a child? My favorite things to do were to just hang out with my friends. Most of my friends lived about 3 blocks down from our apartment where my grandmother lived. And my mom was a hairdresser, and she had her beauty shop in my grandma's basement. And so on Fridays and Saturdays is when she would go there and do hair, and she would take me with her, and I would get to play with all my friends. And our favorite things to do were playing freeze tag, duck, duck, goose. My grandmother lived at the dead end of a huge park and a golf course. So we would go there and run around, and we did not come home until the street lights came on. We played hide and seek. We would walk over to the railroad tracks, collect rocks. We climbed trees. We went swimming. Roller skating, you name it, we did it. Oh, and sleepovers. We love to have sleepovers. What did I collect or enjoy as a child? Gee, that's a tough one. I don't remember having really anything in particular that I really, really enjoyed. I would have to say what I most enjoyed was being with my friends, actually. Nothing, no games or anything in particular. Did I do crafty things when I was a child, and what were they? Well, I definitely had my Easy Bake Oven, and I also enjoyed, I forgot what the darn thing was called, but it was another type of an oven, and it came with these metal molds, and it came with these bottles of liquid, like rubber, in all different colors, and you would pour the liquid rubber in the molds and bake them in the oven, and it made all these rubbery creatures, like they had insect molds, flower molds, animal molds. So yeah, I definitely was into creating, I guess, as a kid. I did enjoy that very much. What would it be if I could live in another area? What would it be like? Country or city or both? I would definitely like to be in the country. I love gardening and being outdoors, so I would be able to have a huge garden. I would enjoy not having my neighbors like right on top of me where they could see right in my window like now. Definitely, it would definitely be in the country, definitely. Charity wants to know, since I started thrifting, what are my top 5 oldest finds? Oh, gee. Well, I would have to say number 1 would be this little guy that I found. He's about this tall, and he's stuffed with like straw. And he has on a little plaid vest, and he's blowing a horn. And I even sent a picture to Scott at the Old Curiosity Shop to see if he could help me figure out how old this guy is and what he is and who made him. And so far, nada. So that's got to be the number 1. And I know he's got to be pretty old. Number 2 would have to be, like Depression glass. That's like from the 30s and 40s. Probably the 2 cups and saucers that I got from Prussia, Germany. My friend Dee over at Living the Good Life told me that she believes they're from the 30s. So that's 3 things. My gosh. I don't know. There were some vintage postcards. The postcards are actually the oldest. I had one from 1919, and I had one from 1908. So those are right up there. And probably some vintage photographs that are from the very early 1900s. And then last but not least, Shelby. Shelby asked, if I could move from the cold, where would it be? Anywhere that's not cold. I would love, love, love to live in Hawaii. I've never been there. I've only seen pictures, but I hear it's absolutely gorgeous there. So I would have to say Hawaii, definitely. And what got me interested in doing a YouTube channel? Well, I would definitely have to say watching other YouTubers and sitting there and going, you know, I could do this. I definitely could do this. I love to talk, as you could see. I have a good sense of humor. I enjoy, you know, cracking jokes. I so love thrifting that it's definitely something that's near and dear to my heart. So it's something that I'm very passionate about. And, you know, the one day I said to my daughter, you know what? I said, I think I'm going to try a YouTube channel. And she's like, oh, go for it, you know? And so I did. And here we are today. So that is my Q&A, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about me. I enjoyed it. I really, really did enjoy it. I thank you guys for the questions so much. And yeah, I have a haul coming up. I went to, I didn't do enough thrifting on Saturday and Monday, but you know me. Tuesday, I stopped at Fuller's Flea Market after work because I knew they had cleaned out some houses. So I stopped there on Tuesday, and today I went to Salvation Army for Half Price Wednesday. So I will have a haul video for you guys, possibly tomorrow. All right, everybody, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you later.